Let's have a look what happens with our sex life after awakening. So imagine the process of sex is like you got into, I don't know, 50D movie with all these effects, visual and sound. And I passed this point year and a half ago, the point of awakening. And here's my story of how my sexual life has changed. Hi everyone, my name is Anna and today I would like to cover the topic of sex and spirituality, or sex after awakening. If we look at different sources, this topic is very controversial. Let's have a look at traditional church, religion, where it says that it takes too much energy, it takes attention away from the God. We need to minimize those animal kind of desires and give our full heart to the God and keep ourselves nice and strict. Go into monastery, if we're talking about high teachings. From the other side, if we look to some other spiritual teachings, like Tantra, for example, they say that this is the fastest way to come out of the samsara. Well, they say that it will take at least 15 years. And if you want to go into deeper knowledge, plus another 10 years or so. So you get a chance to exit the cycle of samsara through this in nowadays life. Well, many different traditions, many different ideas about this, many different opinions. If we look at the modern person and we look at the modern life, awakening, spirituality, mindfulness, conscious living became very, very popular. So let's have a look what happens with our sex life after awakening. What is awakening? Awakening is the point when you realize your true nature and the unity with the whole world, when you separate from your mind and start using it as a tool. When you experience that there is nothing to protect from and all the fears, they just like bubbles, disappear, and you want to love and share, and basically you're constantly in present moment. I passed this point year and a half ago, the point of awakening, and here's my story of how my sexual life has changed. The first thing that happens after awakening is that you start to see all the mental programs, all the concepts, all the frames that you used to live by. The frames that have been put on you by society as you were growing up, by your parents, by life in general. So how does it change after awakening? There are three main things that happen. First is that there is no time limits. You are 100% in the process and you are deeply in the present moment. So there is no like rush that you need to be somewhere, or what if neighbors will hear, or what, you don't feel that tension and pressure, you can relax. Second is that your egoism goes away. There is you and this person. And before, it would be just like role playing with a role. Me trying to be seductive, sexual, like some kind of image that someone would see somewhere in the porn movie, or something what movies been putting a sexy image as like. And the man being also trying to play a role of someone strong and so on. And at this moment, usually it's like our focus used to be, before awakening, 100% on how we feel, how we look, and it would create extra tension, like, oh, what if I lay wrong? Oh, what if this fat bit looks not attractive? Oh, what if I move the wrong way? And you're constantly controlling the process. You focusing on yourself a lot, you forget about the partner, and this connection is getting worse, you know? There is no this true feeling of each other when you get completely united and this personality goes away. And the third thing that happens after awakening, a part of egoism going away, is you becoming naturally. Exactly. It's something that comes out of that previous point. You become natural in the way you manifest yourself. You don't try to fake orgasm, you don't try to create sexy noise, or you don't try to bend in a certain way. You are 100% feeling yourself, because before awakening you don't feel yourself. You're trying to fit into some image. But here you start to pay more attention to the way you feel. You feel yourself, and therefore you feel the partner much more. And this natural movement is coming from within. Understanding, feeling. And because you feel your body, you feel each cell of yours, you feel everything very, very deeply, you will never, ever, ever, ever need to fake orgasm anymore. Actually, it's like the next sense opens up. If before I was perceiving things in color, maybe, yes. After awakening, it's like 3D, plus sounds, they like volume around, plus sensing and feeling everything, like my whole body is one organ of sensing everything around. So imagine the process of sex is like you got into, I don't know, 50D movie with all these effects, visual and sound, and yeah, it's like different level of living through. And what I saw as the first thing, because after awakening all those mental programs start to cleanse up and pop up, what I saw is how the vision or the picture of sex is shaped in society. If we look at post-USSR society, our parents say that as bringing us up, our parents say that sex is something bad, sex is something that is not being discussed, sex is something that good girls don't talk about and don't do. This is kind of the image that we get from our childhood. And that's kind of like society has this whole curtain covering this topic. And I felt that pressure, and I also felt that nature of mine wanting manifesting like that. And later on I saw how me wanting to manifest this sexual side of mine, sensual side of mine, through pole dancing. It's like me trying to being a rebel and breaking through all those concepts that my parents told me, that society told me. And after awakening, the first thing that happened to me, the cleansing process started to come up, and I started to perceive sex as being dirty. And this feeling of, or image of sex being dirty, brought me to my past, where I saw how I've been brought up in certain way, society putting this image on me that sex is something bad, something not discussed. This is something what parents from USSR background do. Maybe in Western world society, it's brought up in a different way, but there is still this image of this being something dirty, something that people don't do. Maybe by church, maybe by old traditional beliefs. But in fact, it's just life. It's just life that's manifesting, and it's just the matter of whether you're approaching it sincerely and naturally, or you're trying to fake it and trying to fit into some image of social media or image of some porn movies or something like that. And when the dirty program came to my mind, I saw it, and it kind of cleansed when I lived through it. I kind of came out of those boundaries, and I realized that all my life I tried to fight this concept, and I also had this contradiction within. And now there is no contradiction. It's like all became one. Yes, there are some social standards. Yes, there are some beliefs. Yes, there are some concepts that we've been put ingraded in our mind. But in the present moment, when you feel yourself, Sex is something that you don't plan. Sex is something that becomes manifestations of your true feelings, your true nature, and it's something that appears in between you and your beloved one, and it's the God that appears in between you. It's the deep present moment that appears in between you in the process. And this deep present moment is the door to the next level of consciousness. When you're 100% natural in the way you manifest, you're much deeper. You come out of the surface. So if before it was something that you would try to fill the emptiness with, you would try to run away from life with, now it's becoming the life itself, the pleasure itself, the deep present moment itself. The depths of present moment that you bring in every single action that you do, in each communication with others. You learn to live from different level in everything you do, not just sex, but everything else. So how to make this first step to conscious living? Start practicing awareness. Start practicing being here and now in every single action. If you see your mind programs, observe them. Learn not to follow them. When you see them, you already have an opportunity to live differently.